Welcome to RSSDI TV 2020. I am Dr. Shahu Ingole and you are watching me on RSSDI TV brought to you by WOCAD. There is no cure for diabetes, meaning that the regular glucose monitoring in diabetes people is necessary for the rest of their lives. Unfortunately, the issue of regular checking the blood glucose for most of the diabetic people is not very pleasant. Mostly the current glucose monitoring methods for the ever increasing number of diabetes people around the world are invasive, painful, time consuming, and constant burden for the household budget. So, to discuss this and the 5 year progress in the glucose monitoring in more detail, I am honored to have with me an eminent personality and renowned senior endocrinologist from Indore, Dr. Sunil M. Jain sir. Sir is the consultant endocrinologist, Total Diabetes Hormone Institute, Indore. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, we would like to know what are the body fluids which can be used for the glucose testing.
See, as you have told, in diabetes, we have to manage the glucose in certain defined ranges, and for that, glucose monitoring is must. And for that, years ago, urine glucose monitoring was the way by which patients' diabetes was managed. Then only the laboratory blood glucose, and then the era came for capillary glucose monitoring. In India, still we are working on the blood glucose, urine glucose, and capillary glucose. But now in last 5 years, a lot of progress has been made. And now focus is shifting from capillary to interstitial fluid glucose monitoring. So another fluid from where we can measure glucose is interstitial fluid. In addition, to make glucose testing a very convenient experience, many other fluid compartments like sweat, like tear, like saliva, a lot of work is going on into this field also. And we are hoping that we will get an easier way to monitor glucose in near future.
Okay, sir. So, how does the capillary glucose test result differ from CGMS glucose result, sir?
So as we discussed, these are the two most important fluid compartment which now we are using currently. The remaining are the future. One is the capillary glucose and second is the interstitial fluid glucose. When we use a continuous glucose monitoring technology, that is CGMS, there the sensor is inserted in the interstitial fluid compartment. While when we test by a glucometer, we are measuring the capillary glucose. And here there are few things which are very important to understand to interpret the CGMS versus capillary glucose. Capillary is actually a glucose which is in the blood, which is the blood which is flowing around the capillaries. While CGMS is the glucose which is around interstitial fluid, which is around our cells. Now, when we are measuring these two compartments separately, we can't equate them at all points of time. So this is a concept called lag time. That means glucose value will first appear in the capillary and then it will be reflected in the interstitial fluid. So when the glucose are stable, then the interstitial fluid compartment and the capillaries are same. That means a glucometer and a CGMS value will be more or less same. But whenever the glucose is changing rapidly, then the change will first appear in the capillaries and there will be a lag time which can be somewhere around 5 to 15 minutes. Then it will appear in the CGMS. And this concept has to be understood very well. And that's how when the glucose is changing rapidly, for example, somebody going into hypoglycemia, rapid change, then CGM value may still be in a normal range, though the capillary value will be going low. And to resolve this issue, now the trend arrows are helping us a lot. So in CGM technology, the trend arrows have been added. So even if the value is coming on a lower range but normal, but the trend arrows are showing that it is going rapidly down, that means patient can understand it well that they are still in a hypoglycemia, though the glucose number on a CGM display may be more than 70. So this lag time is an important concept which we need to teach our patients as well when they are using CGM as a technology for glucose monitoring.
Okay, sir. So, do we hope to have a glucose monitoring tool without a prick in future?
So if we look at the current glucose monitoring tools, one, we are having a glucometer where we have to do a prick. And then all CGMS devices, we are inserting a sensor which is going into the subcutaneous tissue. Though this is not a big invasive procedure, still there is a needle. Now see, in COVID era, you are seeing a lot of patients monitoring their oxygen with a simple tool, that is a pulse oximeter. So similarly, a lot of technologies are working on like tear, saliva, sweat, as I told you, but there are many limitations over there. But the most promising technology is through light, infrared, ultrasonic waves, many ways by which we can still through skin measure interstitial fluid glucose. And there are many technologies through which this is happening. You are already approved in US and Europe. So won't be surprising that in near future, we will have technology without any needle where patient can put some device on their finger and can see their glucose instantly. So obviously it will be a boon for our patients who want to manage their diabetes, and we want to monitor their glucose more and more frequently.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for sharing your views and joining us on RSSDR TV brought to you by Vocard. Thank you so much.
Thank you.